This is our old picket fence, built mostly out of pallets. It's lasted a little over 10 years, and it's past time to be taken down.
I don't know if you can see this and if you can hear me over the traffic out here. There's a lot of traffic today, but we have, and there's a motorcycle in the background, but we have an issue here where something is getting to our blueberry bushes in the front yard. So we need to think of a solution to hopefully possibly keep out the deer or rabbits or that lovely little groundhog that we have. And I imagine some other little critters. They are eating our branches on the blueberry bushes, so we really need to protect them. So we're going to show you what we do in this area to hopefully keep them out.
These are some old metal poles from our old pool. I kept them around thinking they'd come in handy someday, and sure enough, they are. I'm going to give them a quick couple coats of black spray paint. These are two of the posts from the fence I just took down. I'm going to repurpose them for this new blueberry enclosure. They're going to flank the gate. This is some plastic mesh fencing I got at Ocean State Job Lot. It was $25 for 50 feet. It was quite a good deal, I think, and very easy to work with. These are some pressure treated 1x4s. They're 12 feet long. I'm ripping them in half. This section of the old fence had some decent pickets left, and the cross beams were also in decent shape, so I'm going to repurpose them to make the gate for our new enclosure. So I'll cut them each to the length they need to be, and now a quick couple coats of black paint.
Good morning, everyone. So we finished that project.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure we were going to because the rain was coming, and we were just so surprised with 2 beautiful days.
We were lucky with 2 beautiful days, and then this morning, this one decides to wake up really early. Say, let's go out and finish before the rain. And we did. I'm glad we did. But
hey, folks, I happened to get up early, and I was like, I want to beat the rain. I don't want to get rained on. Do you?
No.
I mean,
it worked
come
out.
on.
It worked out. I'm glad. But, so there it is. Our blueberries are protected. Keep those bunnies away. So give them give those bushes a chance to grow.
Yes.
So
I'm really excited. It looks beautiful,
Yeah.
and it served a purpose, but honestly, it looks really beautiful too. And we saw it last night with the lights, and they work beautifully. I'm so excited. We did switch out, so we bought some lights, and we had to switch them out because we had used lights that we had already on our walkway because they're the ones that fit. The ones that we had bought, way better quality. I'll link it at the bottom.
Yeah, those new ones are way better than the old ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
We put those on the poles.
The screws I put in to hold the trim in place were kind of in the poles, so it's hard to put the stake lights in. So the old ones fit better than the new ones. That's why we used the old lights for this project.
They did,
Yeah.
and they're bright and they're great, and the new ones are fantastic. They're more metal poles, and these were the plastic, but they fit better. So the only thing that we do have to add to this project, and we will do that next week, just because we ordered them and they won't be in on time for the video, but are the 2 posts that we have with the gate. We want to add some post solar lights.
Cap lights.
The cap lights.
Those are nice. I can't wait to put those on. That's going to look really nice too.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, and I'll finish it off, but it won't be ready in time for the video, so that's why we don't have that up yet. But we'll show you next week quickly of that, because we are going to hopefully, if the rain lets us do the project, and also if it doesn't end up being way more outrageous than anticipated with the budget, but mainly the time with the rain. If all goes, we're supposed to get tons of rain again, but if we can find the time, we will be redoing our picket fence over inexpensively and creatively, of course.
Yeah.
But it's going to look great, and I'm excited about it. But we can't, you'll see us in the beginning take it down. And we were hoping to get to it this week, and the rain, we had like one project to do, and I was really focused on protecting our blueberries.
Yes.
But also that was just a fun project I was excited about. So we focused on that. Yeah. And we needed, we used an element from the old fence that was still in decent shape, because the whole thing was really not doing well, folks. It was an old picket fence that honestly, I'm surprised that it lasted as long as it did. We had picked up
pallets.
Some
We built it out of pallets. That whole picket fence in the front yard was great. We had most of the posts were pressure treated posts, so those are still in good shape. But the rest of all the pallets, it lasted a good 10 years, but it's started falling apart. So it's time to come down.
Yeah, we thought, hey, if it lasts a couple years until we can come up with a thought of what we want to do in the front and work on saving up for it, great. And it lasted 10 years.
Yeah.
And then just this year it started to rot and break down and fall apart, and it started to look like a haunted house, and that's not at all what I wanted to do. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we finally took that down. That was driving, I'm sure our neighbors were cheering in their houses. It was driving us crazy. That's not our standard at all, but we just other things kept coming up. We thought, we'll get to it. And finally we got to it. So we took that down, and we did there was some nice parts to it, so we were able to use that for the gate.
Yeah,
so that was great.
Yeah.
And the posts, you used a pressure treated post that we had that was still in great condition.
Yeah.
For the 2 end caps, for the hold the gate to make it really sturdy. And the rest, as we mentioned before, you will see how it all comes together.
Yeah.
So, and then just topped it off with some mulch. And I will leave that was on sale this week at Lowe's, 5 for $10. So I don't know how long it'll last. But we just needed we're going to eventually do the rest of the yard, but we just wanted to finish that project and really protect the blueberries and do the outside border a little bit. And I just ran a little bit short on one side, but that all greens up and poofs up with plants. So I'm going to leave
periwinkle.
periwinkle.
A lot of periwinkle there.
So
That'll
pretty.
fill in pretty well there.
Yeah, so it's starting to come back a little bit, so being the season. But I will probably fill in a little bit as we get more mulch down the road.
Right.
But anyway, the project is done. It looks great. The solar lights looked great at night. We peeked on it last night. And we wanted to sneak out this morning before the rain, and we did. We caught it in time. It's still not quite, but it's getting darker and darker. So we know the rain's so the rain's coming. But we're able to get out there in time to finish mulching, and I'm just really pleased with how it turned out.
Same.
I love it.
Yeah.
It looks really great. It's really sturdy. It's going to keep out all the little critters that we know are getting into it.
So we really hope you loved the video, and if you did, give us a little thumbs up, and if you could click the subscribe button, we'd really appreciate it. We appreciate the support. And for those of you who are subscribing, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week and see what we have for next week's projects. It's a long list, so it depends on the weather what we end up getting to, but stay tuned.
It'll be an adventure, so we'll see you next week.
Thanks so much.